Hi, welcome to Simply and Real Stitches. This is my little corner of the YouTube world where I talk all about my cross stitching. So if you are a new subscriber, thank you very much for joining me. And if you are a regular viewer, thank you for coming back. So this is Flosstube number 51 and today is Monday the 18th of May 2026. Oh my goodness, we're halfway through May already. Unbelievable. Is it the 18th? I think so. I don't know. Who cares? It's Monday. Yeah, so today I'm going to show you I'm looking here because I have a big pile of whips up to here on my desk. A big pile of whips to show you what I've been working on. And at the end, I have drawn the winner for the fabric giveaway that I had last week and a few other things to go over. So anyway, let's get on with it. First of all, thank you for all your lovely comments on my last video. I know there's probably more than normal because I did have the fabric giveaway, but I just wanted to mention a couple. I talked about my 60 by 60 and how I wasn't going to make 60 finishes by the time I turned 60 in August. So there is no way, because I think I'm up to 46, so there's no way I'm going to do the rest of those by the time I reach 60, because all the small ones that are really close to a finish, I've done all them. So now I'm left with ones that have quite a chunk to get through to get them finished. So Jen Stitchy Place came up with a really good suggestion, and she said to extend it until just before I turn 61. So technically I'm still 60, like for a year after August. So I then have until I turn 61. Really, that's cheating a little bit because I did want to do by the time I actually turn 60. But I'm going to twist it because I really like Jen's suggestion and it takes a bit of pressure off. And I know I can definitely get 60 done by the time I finish being 60. So I should change it to 60 by my 60th year or something like that. Anyway, so thank you, Jen. That is a really great suggestion. I'm going to run with it. So I am going to then go back and try and finish the rest of those that I have on my list that might be a finish by the time I turn, or that were going to be a finish by the time I turn 60. Now going to be my 60th year. So 60 in my 60th year, maybe, something like that. Anyway, so I'm definitely going to do that. And there was another comment and I have forgotten to write it down and I can't remember what it was. Oh dear. I know. It was When Witches Ride. And I've stitched it on the orange fabric, and I was talking about how in hindsight, I should have chosen purple rather than the green to go on the fabric. I don't know. I just don't like the green-orange combination. I think I like the purple-orange combination better. So Mia suggested that the bottom bit down the bottom, I stitch in purple rather than the green. Fabulous suggestion, and I think I'm going to try it, and I think that would look really cool. So the only things that are going to be green are like the body of the owl. There's a few other pieces up further. I think window sills in the house and stuff like that that are going to be green, and the bulk of it down the bottom where it should be stitched orange, I'm going to stitch that purple. So thank you, Mia, for that suggestion. I'm going to do that and it should look fantastic. Okay, so I forgot to show you a whip last week of the ones that I worked on, and it was one that I did for Anzac Day. So the 25th of April here in Australia is Anzac Day, and that is commemorating our lost and returned armed forces. Words are hard. Yeah, our respecting and honouring our armed services personnel, those who are lost in service and those who returned. Anyway, that, look it up because I've just really done a horrible job of explaining what Anzac Day is. Anyway, 25th of April. It's actually my step-grandfather's birthday, 25th of April, and he was a rat of Trainwreck. So I've got a fairly long history of military service in my family. My dad was in the Navy. His dad was in the Navy, was lost on HMAS Sydney 2. No, yes, 1, 2. HMAS Sydney 2. And then I believe his dad was in the Navy as well before him. So long Navy history on one side, and then Army history, not on the other side, it's the same side. Should I start again? Anyway, so I am stitching on, it's called Pretty Poppies, and it's from a magazine. God, I'm going so well today. Jeez. It's got crossstitching.com, the World of Cross Stitching magazine. Here we go. And what edition? I wouldn't have a clue. I don't think it's going to tell me. Nope. Anyway, that is what it's going to look like when it is finished. So I pull this out every Anzac Day. So it's getting a really slow progress. But now that I'm doing 60 by 60 a new way, I'm pretty sure I should be able to get this finished. It's on the list to be finished. So hopefully finished before Anzac Day next year. So that is where it is right now. And I don't know, did I write down? I just worked on it the one day for 374 stitches. So I'll bring it up close. Sorry about the lighting. I still haven't worked out my lighting situation. I think I need to rearrange my office a little bit so that I can film with the window in front of me to get natural light in. Because at the moment I'm using my 2 big daylight globes that I use for my paper crafting filming, and they're so very bright, and that's why it's casting shadows, because I've got them up for ideal position for that filming, not ideal position for this filming. Anyway, but it's a really dull and gloomy day today in Brisbane, so it probably wouldn't help facing the window today. Okay, next is next is Nightingale by Mirabilia, and this is what she will look like. I'm sure you've all seen her before. This is what she will look like when she is finished. So I did this one for Mirabilia Mania, which is like Mania and Mirabilia May are combined. Springo and Giro d'Italia. So Springo is run in the Magazine Monthly Challenge Facebook group. Words are hard today. Where it's a bingo, acrostic bingo really. So the letters Springo, each letter is assigned to a piece, and you have to use something to tie it into that letter. So S, for example, I've got Sabrina. In the N for Springo, I've got Nightingale, which is where this one comes in. So every day Carolyn draws a number, and that is what we stitch on. And it's like 100 stitches or an hour or something. So anyway, this one oh, maybe I need another coffee. This one I worked on once, and I put 366 stitches into it. Yeah, so here we go. Where did I work? All right, so that is what I have, not a lot. So I started, and if you've been here before, you know the way I stitch. Oh, sorry. I start in the middle, okay, and then once I started doing full coverages, I like working from the top down. So I started in the middle, I've worked my way up, and now I'm working up to her head. So like I think the middle's like here somewhere. I started here, and now I'm working my way up, and I will start on her head and then work sort of down and across, if that makes any sense. So I know it's hard to see. And this is done on a piece of iridescent, or what's it called, opalescent fabric, dyed by Paddock Lane Designs, and it's like a pinky colour on the top and like a greeny colour on the bottom. So I'm hoping it's going to look like because she's got a lantern, it's like the bottom half is going to be like grass sort of, and the top is the pinky colour like the setting sun. You know, the setting, sometimes in the sunset the sky goes that beautiful pinky colour. So that's why I've chosen this fabric, so that it looks like she's got her lantern, it's dusk, it's getting hard to see, and the sun's setting, so the sky is going the pinky colour. Anyway, that works in my brain. So that is Nightingale. So she will probably come out a few more times. Now with Springo, there's 35 squares on the board, but Carol only calls 25 numbers. So wait, I've got my tub down here, I'm putting them in. So if I disappear, I'm putting it in the tub. But the first one's fallen over, so to fix it up, I'm back. Oh my gosh, we're so professional on this channel, aren't we? Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so she only calls 25 numbers, so you can't get a blackout because there's 35 squares on the board. So you can only get like the vertical, horizontal, or diagonal. No, you can't get diagonal either, can you? I don't think you can get diagonal because odd number square. Anyway, who knows? Oh my gosh. So I'm behind on Springo. Sorry, my dog's barking now. This video is a mess. And I'm not redoing it, so you know, it is what it is. Yeah, so I am behind. I think I've got 4 days to catch up for my Springo calls. But because there's 31 days in the month of May, and she's only calling 25 numbers, you've got the last 6 days to catch up on anything that you're behind. So I'll definitely catch up by the end of the month. But I'm not officially playing the game. Like, I'm playing along, but I don't have an album and I'm not posting photos in the group so that I can enter to win a prize. So I'm just playing along, but not officially playing along, if that makes sense. Okay, so the next one, which is not in order, but anyway, the next one I worked on was the Snow Queen. Worked on this once for 140 stitches. Pitiful amount of stitches this night, but anyway, it is what it is. I think I got really tired and I just couldn't be bothered doing it anymore. So that is what she's going to look like when she is finished, a long time from now. This one I used for the letter O on Springo because I had no Mirabilias that had O in the title. So this one I went, all right, she's with the reindeer. She's outside. So that's as good as I could get it to match Springo. And you're not even going to see these stitches. It's on, I don't know what the other one was. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not very good at fabric telling you what it is. This looks like an Ada. It looks like it's 18 count Ada. It's no doubt dyed by Paddock Lane Designs. Could be a fabric of the month from a few years ago. Who knows? But anyway, there's my pitiful amount of stitches. Yeah. So this would have been a middle start up here somewhere, and then I worked down and then decided now I'm going up. And this here is meant to be a Caron Water Lilies, but I have a stash of Cottage Garden threads, so whenever there's a Caron Water Lilies called for in a Mirabilia, I try and match it with a Cottage Garden threads. So for this instance, Cottage Garden threads that I'm using for that part is Romarin. So it's like a blue and a green. It's not the same as here, like hers is, it's got the purple in it as well. I'm sorry, this lighting is horrible. It's got like purple, greens and blues in there. So mine's looking different, but I don't care. It's still going to look pretty when it's all done. So yeah. Yeah, it's not going to be too bad. Oh, actually hers, it's not the purple. The purple's a ribbon. So it is blue and green striped, her section. Okay, I'm back. oh my goodness, I had an alarm go off on my phone, which turned off the camera. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, so the part that I'm substituting the Cottage Garden threads for, hers is green and blue striped. It's just not as green, and it's not as frequent a change of colour. But it is mine, and I am allowed to change it to however I want to change it. And I think it's not going to look out of place. I think it's going to be pretty when it's done. Alright, so that was Snow Queen. Goodness, this video is not getting any better, is it? So professional. Not. Anyway. Okay. Next. What is this one? Okay. Alright, so the other thing I'm doing for this month and probably going forward till I catch up is a WhipGo catch up. So I have 5 boards for WhipGo. Now WhipGo is run by the brainchild of Anne, oh my gosh, Anne-Marie, oh, I've forgotten her name. I'm so sorry. Oh, anyway, and basically it's a bingo board, and you put a project or whatever you want in each square, and each numph, what's a numph? I'm a numpty today because I just can't speak. Oh my goodness. Okay, so each month, Anne-Marie, no, it doesn't sound right. She calls 2 numbers, and then that's the project you stitch on, or whatever you have on your board, that's what you do for the month. So because me being me, I decided to do a board, well, do the amount of boards I needed to get every single whip at that time that I had, every single whip on a square. Number 13 in the middle is traditionally blank. A lot of people leave that blank because when 13 is called, because it's normally a free space, she calls 2 other numbers. So whenever 13 is called, that month's going to have 3 numbers. Well, again, me being me, and to fit in all my projects, 13, I always have a project on 13. So when that is called, I have 3 projects that month. So that means I have a very full WhipGo board, and like I said, to fit all my whips in at that time, I have 5 WhipGo boards that look like this. But look at all those green squares. Alright, but my WhipGo goals, the idea was to work on them the month they're called, but they are yearly goals. So if I happen to work on something when I was doing different games and challenges and it hadn't been called on WhipGo yet, I still will mark it off. And the reason I did that and made that rule is because I had the sheer volume of WhipGo squares that I have to fill in. So I thought there is no way, that's 15 projects. So if there's, no it's not, 10 projects, possibly 15 if 13 is called, 10 projects a month that I need to work on for WhipGo because I've got 5 boards. So the only way I was going to ever succeed in getting all my WhipGo calls done was that if I made it a yearly goal. So some of mine, for example, golfing partners down here is coloured in but hasn't been called yet. It's got no month on it. When that gets called, I've already done it. Anyway, so because I'm way behind on WhipGo, I am doing a catch-up. So I'm working on my Mirabilias for those 3 things I said earlier, and then I'm also trying to do a WhipGo piece a day, so to catch up, fingers crossed. Now this one was a March WhipGo call, so I was just going on the first page. Okay, oh my gosh, back for the 3rd time. This video is so discombobulated. Oh, okay, so this time my phone was full, so it stopped recording. Anyway, I was rabbiting on about my WhipGo board and how I'm trying to catch up. So I was trying to complete this first page and then go on to the others, and then went, no, I really should go by the month. So I've done now all of January, I'm pretty sure, all the January calls, and now I'm on to February calls. So anyway, that's what I was going on about. Long story short, let's hope we don't have any problems now. Oh my goodness. So did I show you this one? No. Right. So this was a whip go call for, I believe, I don't know now. I've lost the plot. Anyway, it's Flowers of the Month. This is from a magazine. And each month throughout the year, they had these little flowers. Now, they've done them as stand-ups, but I wanted like a calendar of flowers. And it was for the magazine monthly challenge, cross stitch challenge Facebook group run by Carolyn Zook and Robin Hall. And I'm pretty sure it was a New Year start. You had to do something to do with a New Year. So I thought, well, I want like a calendar, and you always have a new calendar at the start of the year. So that's how I made this fit. Anyway, so I worked on this once, trying to do a whip go catch up, and I got 516 stitches on it. Oh, and it was actually a January whip go call. So that's where it is now. I finished July and I started August. So a few things to note on this. I'm doing my own colorways because when I started this, I did not have the full set of DMC threads. I now do have a master set, but I didn't back then. So I substituted colors. Now going forward, I've thrown out the bit of paper that I had with my substitutions. So going forward, since I have the master set now, they'll all be called for, I guess. Yeah, so, and also because I'm doing this on Ada, they called for 1/1 stitching for the months. So I'm making up my own just in like half cross stitches. If you can see them, I don't know what the light is like. It's not showing that great. Anyway, so that is where we are. And hopefully I've only got, 4 months down there, finish August and then 4 more. And I might be able to get this finished by my 60 by 60. My new 60 by 60. Anyway, oh my goodness. So that is Flowers of the Month. And it was in, I'm pretty sure, Just Cross Stitch magazine. And I've sort of thrown away, oh wait a minute. Yeah, Just Cross Stitch magazine in 2020. So, no, nothing like prolonging a whip that should take nowhere near that amount of time. But I guess when you've got 116 whips like I do, then they're going to be slow to get done. Okay, next. All right, so this also is a whip go call. It was for March. And this one I worked on 3 times and got 930 stitches in it. I believe I started this one in 2020 as well. And this is I'll Be Home Cottages by Twin Peak Primitives, all in one, so all on the one piece of fabric. I believe they brought this out like each month or something or other. And then I saw someone, the name escapes me. Oh my gosh. Anyway, doing all in one. So I went, I can do that. So that is what it's like when it is done. Now I'm not going to pull the whole thing off because I'm doing it on, I don't know, an Ada. It's not 14 count. It could be 16. It could be 18 count. But it's absolutely massive piece of fabric. And I worked on, I believe that is July. So I did basically all here down. I did the white and all that yellow. Now, if you are a long-time viewer and you're watching at the start of the year, in my great plans for this year that sort of went by the wayside, I was going to do a version of, or my version of Gridiron Grind. Now, Gridiron Grind, I believe, was started by Kim Hollenbach. I'm not really certain of that. And she had the idea that you pick because she's American, you pick a team and then you stitch for their score whenever they play. We don't follow American football here in Australia. So I sorry, came up with my own rugby league rumble, because the game that I follow is rugby league. And the idea was, whenever my team played, I would would you believe it? Oh my gosh. Oh, my phone still didn't have enough room. So let's try and get through this. Far out. This is take 4. Oh, God. Anyway, so I was talking about I'll Be Home Cottages, and I am doing it for Rugby League Rumble. My team is the Redcliffe Dolphins, and I added up everything they have scored so far, times it by 10. So the idea was, whatever their score is in the week, times it by 10, that's how many stitches I'd put into this. And I failed miserably. I don't even think I did the first week they played, but anyway. So I added it all up, plus the game they just won on Friday night, and then took away my 930 stitches that I did on it, and I now have 1,960 stitches. I will catch up, and I'm actually really enjoying stitching on this now. I went through a stage where I really, really did not like it, and that's why I struggled to pull it out for a long time, hence why I'm only up to July. Yeah, but now I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed stitching on it. So I don't know. Do you ever get whips like that where you just don't like them? Something is stopping you from working on them, and then you get to a stage that suddenly it's like, oh, I like working on this now. Can't only be me, surely. Oh my goodness. Whew. Now next we have another mirror. No, we don't. We have another whip go. Okay, so this was a January whip go call, and this is my working copy, Spring Quakers by Rose of Manor, and I have not pulled this out for a long, long time. I'm not sure I worked on it last year. I don't know. And I'm doing this on a piece of 32 count Belfast linen, antique white, and let me just move my needle motor. Right, so I worked on this twice and got 394 stitches into it, and that is where it is now. So I basically did, I think, all of this here. So I worked on it twice because I was enjoying it. And again, this is another one that I wasn't liking, and all of a sudden now it's like I really enjoy working on it. So loving it. My own color conversion, because it calls for Weeks Dye Works or something like that. And I just converted it to my own DMC colors. So I'm quite happy with how it's looking. At first I didn't, because when you look at the cover photo, it's very pinks and purplies. So it does look different. And I think part of it is this is a real bluey purple, and it sort of doesn't go, but it's too late. I've selected it and I'm not going to change it now. And I'm sure once it's all done, it'll look beautiful. And when it's on the wall, no one's going to know it's meant to be different colors. So there you go. And I feel like I'm rushing now because I'm scared something else is going to go wrong, and I'm going to have to do a take 5. Gosh. Right, next is whatever's in here. What is in here? We have another Mirabilia, and this time it is Sabrina. Oh, she's gorgeous. Look at that dress. And just on a side note with Mirabilias, is anyone else finding that the latest ones, or the last year or so, they're not as pretty? So I haven't been tempted to buy any for quite some time, because I love these ladies. Like, they are beautiful. And I think, you know, the last couple of years she's gone off track and they're not as pretty. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I haven't been tempted at all, which is probably good because I got enough stash to last my lifetime and beyond. I don't need to be buying anything else. So anyway, Sabrina. I worked on her once for 529 stitches. Again, I did a middle start and I'm working up. That is where she is now. So I started here, then worked down, then did my first full coverage and went, I really like starting top left corner. So then I'm working up, and now I'm going, now at the top, we're going to finish up here and then work down. So I worked on her face. Let me just show you that closer. All right, so I did, her face was already done. I'm pretty sure I did her hair and the green leaves, and they're going to be flowers that come in there. So this I'm doing on a piece of 18 count linen. I believe it's Vintage Country Mocha, or I could have dyed it myself. I don't know, can't remember. And again, with the Karen water lilies, this didn't have a lot of Karen water lilies in it. And they were only used for the green leaves and for a little bit of those flowers. And I went, well, I'm not spending the $12.50 a skein or whatever it is to buy those. So I substituted my own DMCs that were close enough. There's only 2 in here, I believe. Part of the flowers and a little bit of the flowers, not the whole flower, and the green leaves. And I went, that is not enough to warrant $12.50 a skein for me. I'm sorry. I am on a budget. Money doesn't grow on trees. So anyway, sorry for all you Mirabilia people who, you know, everything has to be perfect and called for and 1 over 1 skin. No. Yeah, over 1 skin. Yeah, anyway, not happening here. Okay, next we have, oh my goodness. Now this one, again, was a Whip Go call. So it's a catch-up Whip Go, and it was called in February. And it's a Floral Blush Profile. This is a really old kit by Lanarte, or Lanarte, however you say it. And I've got 2 of these. I've got the profile and the frontal view. And I bought these for my new house we built in 2004, which we don't live in anymore. We've actually moved interstate since then. But these 2 matching pair were going to go up behind my bed. Can't do that now in this house because I've got those long skinny windows above the bed head. So, and I've got no other wall space that I can put these on. So they're going to have to go in the front room if and whenever they get finished. So they've been around a while. And again, this is a project that I didn't like for a long time. Probably why it hasn't been stitched on much. And I worked on this, but now, sorry, not only, sorry, is this video discombobulated with all the breaks, but I can't string a sentence together by the look of it. This one I worked on once for 469 stitches. And, wait, I've got my needle minder because, top left corner, because sometimes it's hard to see on these ones where, what way is what. Right, so this is on a, because it was a kit, it's pre-printed fabric, so the shading around the outside is already on the fabric. So let me try and hold it up. There we go. All right, so that is what it's looking like now. It's so pretty. That's the end of the first page of it. So I've done a lot on it. There's still a whole lot to go because when you look at where I am on this flower, okay, see that bit there? I'm pretty sure that is that bit there. So there's all of that still to go, and a lot of that is white. So, and then, you know, all of this to go. That is stitched. So is sort of that shaded box around there. That little bit there, I'm not going to do that. That's pointless. But this here is actually printed on the fabric, that dark shading around the edges. There's still a whole lot to go on this. It's a weird fabric. It says it's 100% linen, but it just feels really weird. It feels not stiff, feels crunchy, but it's quite like flexible. It's not like stiff as a board, but it feels crunchy. It's really weird fabric. Maybe because it's printed, I don't know. But anyway, that's where I am. Floral Blush Profile. Oi, oi, oi. So, and this one, I was doing a video on this, and I did a 20-minute or more, half an hour stitch along thing with this, and I'll tell you why later. And then I was editing it, and then I thought, you know what, it might be easy to edit off my phone and put it in my on my laptop to edit. And then something happened and I accidentally deleted it. So, and I went, ugh. Yeah, me and technology lately, not good. All right, this is the last one I have to show. And this is Roses of Provence by Mirabilia. So this again, like Springo, Mirabilia, May, Mania, Tour de, no, not Tour de France, not there yet. The Italian cycling race. That's what the Mirabilias are being worked for. Love this. Love, love, love this. See, that's what I'm saying. So floofy and sophisticated and just a whole lot of gorgeousness, which you don't see anymore. I don't think anyway, in Mirabilias. I could be wrong. Tell me what you think. Up for debate on that. All right, so Rose of Provence. Worked on this twice for 427 stitches. Now this is being done on a 14 count aider because this is my ever first Mirabilia that I started. So it's like a bed sheet and it's going to be absolutely huge, but that is where she is now. Sorry about the light. So I've done her oh, sorry. Joking on air. Oh gosh, I've done her hair and her face, and then I think there's a few missing stitches because I've run out of a colour. And then this time I worked on her, the start of the thing over here, the rose ball. So if you see her hand is up to like a flower there, that's that flower that I started working on there. I haven't done the back stitching detail. I probably need to go in and do that because they look so much prettier with that back stitching detail on there. Yeah, so again, started in the middle, worked down, and then went, nope, I want to work from the top down now. So I've done a bit of the dress, but there's a whole lot of that dress. Oh my goodness. So it's going to be massive, but I really do love this one. So that is Roses of Provence. All right, and now all the whips that I worked on. Plans. Right, so I'm going to continue with the Mirabilia Maze, Springo, blah, 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 that combination until the end of the month. Also doing the, what have I done with this? Got a mess. I'm also doing the Whip Go Catch Up and now the Rugby League Rumble. So I think what I'm going to do is only work on that piece for the Rugby League Rumble when they're playing. So they're playing this Thursday night, and then next week they have a bye. So I'll probably just choose one night to like do a bit of a catch up because I'm behind, and pretend that they're playing. So that's the plans. Springo, Mirabilia, May / Mania, the Giro d'Italia stitching, Whip Go Catch Up, and the Rugby League Rumble. All right, so now I have a few things I just want to chat about, and then we'll do the draw for the, I'll show you who won the fabric. Okay, so I have brought back, because a few people wanted me to bring it back and they were very convincing in their arguments. So I have brought back the Project Bag of the Month Club. If you're not aware what that is, it is a monthly subscription. So you purchase the listing once through either Etsy or my website, and I'll list both below, direct link to both below. And you purchase it once, and then each month I will send you a PayPal invoice ongoing for as long as you want to stay in the club. For the club, each month you will get it's a themed pack basically. So you get a project bag, a cross-stitch pattern, most normally designed by me, but sometimes I do purchase patterns to go along with the theme, and then extra goodies. Sometimes I will put a needle minder in that I've made, sometimes I'll do floss drops, sometimes it'll just be the bag and the pattern and like something to drink, something to eat, those sort of things. Maybe some floss, who knows what I'm going to put in the bag, but guaranteed every month you will get the project bag and a pattern. Sometimes it might be a kit to go along, like if I do a smallish design and I have time to actually stitch it up. Most time I don't, but I'm hoping that if I get time to stitch a small one up, then I can actually like make you a kit to go in there. So it'll be the pattern, the fabric, or the pattern and the floss, or something like that. Okay, anyway, so if you are a member of the club, and thank you for those who have jumped in again and signed up. If you are a member of the club, then look away now if you don't want to be this, if you don't want the spoil, no, if you don't want the surprise spoiled. So I usually don't release the theme. It's a bit of a surprise. So if you want to know what you're going to get each month, then this club is probably not for you. I do like to keep it a surprise, so it's something, you know, when you open up you go, oh, look at that, I really like this, or whatever. I don't want you to get it in the mail and go, oh yeah, I know that's coming, I've seen it, and then put it aside. I want you to be excited when you get it, because you don't know what's coming. So anyway, look away now if you've joined for May. Oh, and just saying that as well, because I started at mid-month, I don't have as many bags available this month than I normally do. So if you want in, then make sure you sign up quickly, because there's limited number left, because I only have a limited number of fabric, limited amount of fabric for this month's club. So once they're sold out, it'll be sold out for this month, and then I will reopen it come next month because I'll have more fabric. But if you want in and you want this bag, do it quickly because there's limited supply. So saying that again, here we go, third time. If you're in the club, look away if you don't want the surprise spoiled, because this is this month's bag. Look at that. So it's a Riley Blake fabric. Beautiful. I love this. I'm a sucker for floral. So also saying that about the club. If you're not into florals, probably not the club for you, because I buy the material I like, which a lot is florals. And that is the lining on the inside matching. That's also Riley Blake from the same range. I don't know what the range is called. I'm not into that sort of thing, of knowing that sort of thing. I just like, oh, that's pretty fabric, I've got to have that. And then, of course, you'll also get the little dingle dangle on the zipper. So that is May's bag. It is roughly 12 by 12 inches, depending on, you know, how the seams sew and stuff like that. It could be slightly bigger, slightly smaller, but that's the rough size of the bag that you're going to get every month. All right, so that is that. I used to do occasional themed fabric. People would write to me and go, oh, can you really do this theme and this theme? And then I did that, and like, not everyone's going to like that theme though. So I did it for a while, maybe 6 months. I'd put in a themed one every so often and went, no, I'm not taking theme requests anymore, because it's not everyone's cup of tea. I don't pick outlandish fabrics. I pick, like, I think they're pretty fabrics, mostly floral, some bees, some strawberries, different stuff like that. But anyway, all right, the other thing I did, which is I joined TikTok. I know. What is a nearly 60-year-old chook like me doing joining TikTok? I don't know. You tell me. I thought that'd be fun. And that is why I was running out of space, because I had 2 big videos on there from TikTok that I hadn't deleted yet because I haven't uploaded them. And that's when I was doing the stitch along sort of with me on the Floral Blush profile. That is why I deleted that video, because I was, trying to edit it for TikTok and then realized I can't get it back on my phone now, and you can't upload to TikTok any other way. So I went, oh no. So I had to scrap that one because I deleted the video. Anyway, so I'll put down my TikTok below if anyone's interested. If you're on there and you want to friend me, go right ahead. Follow me. I don't care. I just thought it'd be something fun to do. And anyway, so then that got me thinking, because I had a really good time stitching just with the camera, filming me stitching. And I thought, that's really cool. I really like that. So then my brain went, ting, let's try and do, maybe if anyone's interested, I could do this by myself and find no one watches, but I thought I might do some Stitch With Me's on YouTube. Right, now the difficult thing with that is going to be I'm not a chatter, and when I stitch, I don't normally chat. I'm normally watching something, And yeah, I don't know how it will go, but if you're interested, I might actually just do some random YouTube live stitch with me's. I don't know. I've never done it before. We'll see where it goes. I hope I don't get trolls or anything on there. I don't think I will, because, you know, it's not like I'm going to hit the top of the algorithm and everyone's going to see it. But anyway, yeah, so if you'd be interested in that, let me know. And I don't know, I might do one tonight. Depends how I feel. Yeah, like I said, I'm not very chatty, and it might be a bit difficult to stitch and see the comments, because when I sit down and stitch, I want to get a lot of stitching done, and I can just imagine that if I'm stitching and trying to read comments and chatting, there's not going to be a whole lot of stitching going to happen. But I'm going to give it a go, and we'll see, you know, we'll see where it goes. All right, so I also have my no, I won't. I was going to say I have my YouTube log linked below, but hello, you're watching it. Oh my gosh, I need to go back to bed. Okay, last thing on the agenda, we have the fabric giveaway from last week. It's a taupey coloured linen, 32 count linen from MCG Textiles. And I realised later, I hear a lot of people mention MCG Textiles. So it must be a good brand, is it? Tell me, I don't know. I'm not into that sort of thing. Anyway, if you want this fabric, I mean, not if you want this fabric, you commented already. Oh my goodness me. What a train wreck. Anyway, I drew the winner, and it is Muddle Headed Stitcher. My email is below. Please email me with your full name and your address, and I will get this posted to you as soon as I can. So congratulations, Muddle Headed Stitcher. This is going to be yours, winging your way. I don't think, are you in Australia? I don't know, it doesn't matter. But anyway, winging your way from very rainy Brisbane today. And that is it. I was going to do another giveaway and I have forgotten. I've forgotten to pull something out. So let's do this. Let's do a project bag. So I will pick a fabric out of my range. It won't be this one. It won't be a club bag. It'll be another bag I will make and send anywhere in the world. It will be a fabric bag, 12 by 12 bag. Who knows what pattern you're going to get? I don't know. If you want that, be in the draw for that, then say the word, oh, let me think of a bag. No, think of a bag. Oh gosh, I can't think of a word now. Anyway, because I'm so discombobulated. All right, say the word zipper. Z-I-P-P-E-R. Okay, say the word zipper to go into the draw for a project bag. Okay, you have to be over 18. Please don't say giveaway, win, prize, any of that sort of stuff. Just put the word zipper in the comment below. You don't have to put it into a sentence or anything. You can just pop the word in. That's fine. And I will draw that. Hopefully I'll be back next week, same time. So next Monday is, I don't know, 7 days from now. I got the date wrong last time, so I'm not game to do it again. Wait a minute. 18, 19, 20, 25th? Is it the 25th of May? Next Monday? Anyway, so next Monday, whatever date that is, today is the 18th of May, so work that out. By, let's say, 9 a.m. my time, Australian Eastern Standard Time, have your comment in zipper by then, and I will draw for the winner of a project bag. All right, that's it from me. Thank you. If you've stuck it out this long, oh my gosh, you are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been a train wreck and all discombobulated, and hopefully next week we don't have all this trouble. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy stitching and take care. Bye-bye.